about how many people spend their entire life 1 hour going to work, spending 8 hours at work, having somebody tell them when they can eat and when they can piss, take that same car, go back home for 40 years to make a currency that they do not know is printed out of thin air for 40 years and never question it once.
I don't know about you, but I'm tired of going to these jobs. It's not even about my particular job. It's not about any job I've had. I'm just tired of the whole job system. I'm tired of this understanding or this belief that we have to go to work 5 to 6 to 7 days a week to barely afford to eat. I mean, who made these rules? Why do we do these things?
Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Happy Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're having a good start to your weekend. I thought that instead of doing a news video today, that we would check in on the rest of the country, at least some parts of the country, and see how inflation is really going. If it's going as good as the Federal Reserve tells us, and or the government pundits that spill their lies onto you, the public, or what real Americans are actually looking at on the streets. Let me go ahead and answer a quick question that the gentleman that came on right before I came on asked. He says, why do we do this? Why do we have to work 40 hours a week to just barely survive? This is why, ladies and gentlemen, because 20 of the 40 hours that you labor are not yours. 20 of those 40 hours, i.e. half of the time that you spent laboring that year, goes to the federal government. What do they do with that money? Well, they do a lot of things with that money. Most of them are things that we don't agree with, like give it away to other people, overspend and get us more and more in debt so that our taxes have to get higher and higher as we go along. People think that they only pay taxes in the form that they see when they get their pay stubs. In reality, you get taxed on every single thing that you do every single day, and those revenues that are taken from you, i.e. extorted from you by the force of threat, is then taken and given to someone else. That's why we have to work 40 hours a week. If not, we can make it on just 20 hours a week. Well, barely make it, because the one tax that many of us don't know about is the tax of inflation, where just like the gentleman that first started this video said, the government creates fiat currency out of thin air, stripping you of your purchasing power, and most people don't even know that that goes on.
I'm so tired of working, bro. I don't care about these bills, bro. I don't care about this freaking car, bro. I don't care about this freaking car insurance, bro. I don't care about these kids. But I don't care about my hair.
And so that you understand where I'm coming from, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think that any of these videos are funny whatsoever. The opposite. I think that it's tragic what's currently happening to our nation, our nation's finances, and our nation's morals.
Why is it that I have to work 40 hours a week just so I can have a place to live? 40 hours a week makes me $2,000 a month, and my rent is $1,660. So I work 40 hours a week so I can have a 2-bedroom apartment and an extra $300 a month. Like, it doesn't cover my phone, internet, food, you know? So not only do I not have any extra money, but just working makes me so exhausted that I don't have time either.
I could be wrong, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope that I am, but I believe that this generation and many prior to this one will never know what it's like to have a one-income family where one bread earner can go out, make a living, feed their family, be able to send their children to college, have a home, have a car or two, and also be able to save for retirement. The ugly truth that most of the young are facing today is nothing close to what it's going to be when this dollar is inflated, even more so than what it has been now. And in my opinion, most of this is due to the education system, because if the average person just knew the information that was shared on this video in the first, I don't know, what was it, 10-15 seconds, we would have a different system altogether.
So being homeless is illegal. Feeding and clothing the homeless is illegal. The rent is astronomically high. Mortgage rates are astronomically high. People can't afford to buy a home. And there are states where it's illegal to have roommates unless they're your family. They don't pay you enough on the job to keep up with the wage of living. Millions of illegal immigrants crossing the border, getting bussed out to all the states on our dime. They're giving them housing, food, clothes, money. But if we're homeless, American citizens are homeless, they're giving them child care, they're giving them medical care, education. But if we're homeless because we can't afford to live, food and gas is sky high. I just keep adding things. But homelessness is becoming illegal. So what does that mean? Let's not forget they're building tons of super prisons, these huge state-of-the-art prisons for billions of dollars. I'm telling y'all, they are trying to punish or eliminate the non-compliant parts of society. They are criminalizing everything so that they can lock you up. And the ones that cannot keep up, or the low-tier people, they're either going to eliminate you or lock you up.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that are naysayers right now and are saying, AP, they're never going to do that. They're not going to put you in jail if you owe money. I remember hearing, I think it was Catherine Austin Fitts talking about debtors' prisons, that those were going to come back. And think about it, ladies and gentlemen, rationally. Let's say, for example, that you owe a whole bunch of months of back pay of child support. For whatever reason, it could be legitimate, that they just couldn't find a job, couldn't afford it, etc. Or it could be that they didn't want to. But the fact of the matter is that there have been people in society that have gone to jail for not paying a debt that they owe. And to add to that, I would say that the government can make any laws that it wants. Think about it. We have a government in the United States of America, not only federal, not only state, but also local, that combined have made or passed more than 300,000 laws that are currently on the books. How many of you know what those 300,000 laws are?
Hey, young people, I want to let y'all know right now, we're raising the retirement age from 65 to 70. So now you got to work from now until you're 70 to afford a basic living.
The next clip that you're going to listen to is a lady that lives in Florida, and she's specifically talking about Cubans. Now, I think that we can take Cubans out of it and pretty much put in anyone who's here in the United States unlawfully, ladies and gentlemen. I actually think that the Cuban population is one of those that the United States want to keep out the most, because they are currently living through a communist dictatorship that they want to escape. So coming here to the United States of America, they can see what's going on and they know where it leads to.
If y'all wondering why they could show up last week and have a house this week, let me explain it to you. Number one, when they come, they're not getting sent back. They're being released to their family. Guess what you don't know? When they're being released to their family, they get food stamp and they get a check. I don't know if they call it Social Security, but they get a check. Some of them is even given housing while they're being released. Now, let me put this in there for those that have been following me. My husband just had a surgery that cut half his foot off. Do you know I'm still fighting for disability? A man that worked and actually put taxes into the system is still fighting for disability. But yeah, when they come, they get a check while they're being processed and they get food stamp. Now, guess what else they get once they get approved? A clean slate. What do you mean by that? Their Social Security. There's nothing on their background. Whatever happened in that other country, it don't matter. Their credit is clean. Their background is clean. So now guess what? Now they can buy a house.
My coworker saw my bank account the other day and it said $25. And we don't get paid for another 2 weeks. And he was like, how are you surviving? How do you even live off $25? I sleep. Literally, you have to have no obligations. Just sleep. Because if you're sleeping, you can't be spending money. Period.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so the next clip is going to be the last one for this video. So I thought I'd chime in and say thank you very much for joining in today. I hope that you at least got a little bit of entertainment from this, but at the very least that you know that you're not alone, that this is not something that's happening, inflation I mean, in just a local area, and it's not just you. It's everyone, or at least everyone that earns a wage. I hope that you have a great rest of your weekend. God bless every one of you. Thank you very much for all of your support. God bless America. We'll make it through this. We will. We always have, and we will this time. It's just going to be a little bit tougher than in times past.
I mean this when I say this. Joe Biden needs to get out of office, bro. Having this man in the office for another whole year or just 2 months is just scary. This man as president has caused us nothing but terror and horror. This man can't even think properly. He can't speak properly. He is signing bills and signing shit and shaking hands with our enemies. This man is not even alive, bro. Donald Trump already said this man is not alive. This man is like, we should sign the... Bro, this man is signing our death for America, bro. This man is no shape mentally, physically. This man wakes up every morning and don't even know he's alive every fucking day and signing bills.
It's only a couple states where homelessness is still legal.